Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is gonna be on A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1. Okay, now, as y'all all know, I am a huge fan of Game of Thrones, the original series. It's my number one TV show of all time. And I like House of the Dragon. I don't exactly love it, but it got better with season 2. And here we are with another prequel, which y'all should know by now that I'm not a big fan of prequels. But here we go again with another prequel for Game of Thrones, and it's Game of Thrones, so I gotta watch it. But I wasn't wanting to be honest with you. Because I really want them to go forward with Game of Thrones, which they are. They're doing a Jon and Arya series of some sorts from, what they're saying online, and I'm down for that. That's what I want. But I had to watch this show just cause if it's just like Star Wars. I don't like all the Star Wars, but if it's Star Wars, I'm going to watch it and give it a chance. And so I gave this show a chance, and was it any good? It was okay. Sorry I can't give a big yes or a big no, but there's a reason for that, because I didn't like this show and I like this show. So that being said, let me tell you why. Okay, now the first 2 episodes I was bored to tears, and I was really not liking what I was seeing. It didn't feel like Game of Thrones. Even like something to do with the soundtrack, and it wasn't matching the old show, and not even House of the Dragon. It felt kind of silly, and it felt like they were trying to be funny, and I hate it when movies do it, and now they're bringing it into my shows. So Game of Thrones is not funny. I mean, there are funny moments in Game of Thrones, but it is not a comedy, and I felt like in the first 2 episodes that they were trying to be funny, and it was losing me big time. I almost did not finish the show. That being said, episode 3 amped me up. I have to be honest. Episodes 3, 4, and 5 are absolute fire. And I'm not going to spoil anything just in case you haven't seen the show, but just know that if you're going into it and the first 2 episodes are just not for you, just know they weren't for me either. But I loved 3, 4, and 5. They are absolutely peak Game of Thrones, peak television. And it was hard for me to say that, but I have to admit when I was wrong that this show started off bad, but 3, 4, and 5 was good, and then we had the finale. And what did I think of the finale? Oh, it bored me just like the first 2 episodes, I have to be honest. I mean, I'm glad the direction that it took, but one thing, I don't like that it's just 6 episodes. You gotta give me more if you're giving me so much less in the show. I mean, out of 6 episodes, 3 were bad, 3 were good. Okay, so half the show was good and half the show was bad. Now, that's just my opinion. There are a lot of people that are loving the show, and give them props, and I'm glad for that. I want people to enjoy it. But more than that, I want to enjoy it. If you know where I'm coming from. If you're enjoying it, I'm glad for you, and I love that. But I really did like the show overall. Even though half was good, half was bad, I overall liked the show, but I didn't love it. And it ended kind of meh. It wasn't really exciting or anything. Okay, he's going to take on Egg as the Squire. Okay, that's great. We knew that in the first episode, so I don't know, man. It just kind of left me like, okay. And probably, the next season's probably not going to come out for another 2 years. And to be honest, I probably will forget about this show by the time season 2 comes around. And gosh, I don't want to have to rewatch it again. I'm going to be honest. But I would rewatch 3, 4, and 5 again, but, I was kind of just bored again at the end, just like I was in the beginning. But it's okay. Hopefully it'll go in a different direction. Hopefully it'll be more amped up and feel more Game of Thrones-y when season 2 comes out, because I'm sure people are going to have the same kind of gripes I have. But we will see, guys, and hopefully that Jon and Arya show will hit the small screen next year. And that will be what I really want from Game of Thrones spin-off shows. But anyway, guys, it's not all about what I think. What do you think? Have you seen A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms? Do you plan on watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. BAM!